there's an announcement to make. As you all know, ZHONGLI just came. So did his banner, you know, weapon banner and all that. And y'all are probably wondering if you probably pulled ZHONGLI, if you don't have a good spear, because there are very few spears that you can run on this character. In particular, y'all are wondering, we still did get a Paimon's Bargain Shop refresh, guys. I guess we all forgot about that, but yes, we did. We got a new spear in the shop, and in today's video, we're going to be going over if this spear is viable for ZHONGLI, as well as other viable spears for ZHONGLI if you have them. So, stay tuned for that, okay? Okay, anyway, if you are new to the channel, make sure that you smash that subscribe button down below. Join the subscribers on the grind to 1,400, guys. Y'all already know. And go ahead and smash that like button down below. I love you guys, and I hope you enjoy this video. Let's get into it. Okay, so as you can see, guys, we have the new weapons, which is of the royal lineage. I'm gonna call that a lineage since they all have the same beginning name, royal. Okay, so as you can see, we have the royal spear, and honestly, let's just go ahead and get right into it. This royal spear has a base attack of 44 and a secondary stat type of attack percent, which is really good considering what ZHONGLI can do and whatnot. So, and its passive is focus. Upon damaging an opponent, increases crit rate by 8%. This is a max stack of 5, and when a crit hits, basically it removes all the stats. Okay, so it doesn't have a cooldown. That's already a really good thing. For, like, say for example, for free-to-play players out there that probably pulled ZHONGLI, you have literally 24 star glitter or more, up to how many times you've been summoning out, to how many times you've saved your star glitter. This is actually a viable option if you don't have good spears, because like me, I don't really have a good spear on my ZHONGLI. So this spear, it's really good because of the fact that once you hit an opponent, your crit rate is increased by 8%. This goes up to 5 times, so 45% increased crit rate if you have to go that high to hit a crit. But hopefully you hit the crit sooner so you can consistently keep hitting crits. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's really good. This can be like combined with a gear set to help you consistently crit all the time. You can really like combine this with like a berserker set or something like that, or you know, anything. Just be creative with it. Having crit rate on your substats would be really good, as well as having crit rate on one of your main stats would be good as well to help this weapon perform even better for more crits. And also having a secondary stat type of attack makes it even more stronger, which is really good. So let me go ahead and show you what I'm running on my ZHONGLI right now, and show you the actual spears that I have, because y'all's inventory probably looks the same as mine right now. Okay, so as you can see, I'm running the halberd on him. I have not leveled this up at all because I'm planning on summoning on the weapon banner that ZHONGLI has to try to get his pole arm, the Vortex Vanquisher. Because honestly, I mean, yeah, I could settle for the royal pole arm, but at the same time, guys, I really want that Vortex Vanquisher for ZHONGLI. It just matches his theme and all. So this is what my inventories look like. This is probably what everybody's inventory is looking like, because there aren't many pole arm users in the game, and they're like the chances of getting a pole, because like there hasn't been, I don't remember the last time there was a featured up pole arm in a weapon banner, and let alone summoning on a weapon banner at all. You know what I'm saying? So like your chances of getting a pole arm, like a 4-star pole arm, if it's not from the battle pass, then it's like really low. Like the only other way to get a good decent pole arm is either from waiting from the shop to refresh to get a 4-star pole arm from the Paimon's Bargain Shop, or to get the battle pass 4-star pole arm, which it might be good. It might be decent on ZHONGLI. So this is what it's looking like right now. I have these right here, which are not viable for ZHONGLI at all because they increase damage against enemies affected by Hydro or Pyro, and these are not viable at all because it just increases the damage against slimes. So I guess I'll just be hunting slimes, man, you know? Okay, but anyway, basically the halberd, if you have the halberd, 3-star halberd is the best way to go for free-to-play players if you do not have enough star glitter to get anything. If you don't have any 4-star pole arms, the best way to go is the halberd, because the normal attack deals an additional 160% damage, and this can occur every 10 seconds, so it's pretty consistent, and it also has a secondary stat type of attack percent. So you're gonna have decently high attack. Even though it's a 3-star weapon, you have decently high attack for a free-to-play player if you can't afford to get the royal the royal pole arm, or you can't afford to, you don't have any 4-star or 5-star pole arms, because like me, I don't have any 5-star pole arms. I only have these right here, and I already have a refinement 5 Dragon's Bane, right? So if you can, opting for the royal pole arm or the royal spear would be the best thing for you if you're free to play and you have ZHONGLI and you have no good spears for him. Like, I mean, the halberd is good, like I said, but you'd rather opt for this than the halberd, honestly, because of the higher attack stat and the higher base attack, as well as having this right here, because crit rate is very important in this game. You want to hit a lot of damage, crit rate is the way to go. You have crit rate, you have high crit rate, and you have high crit damage, that is going to boost you by a lot. And this weapon's like, every time you crit, basically, it resets and helps you crit even more. It's like a crit support weapon for if your crit rate is too low, okay? So it's a really, really good weapon, in my opinion. I feel like this is definitely, if you have nothing in your inventory besides a halberd, like, you don't have any 4-star pole arms, you only have 3-star pole arms, black tassels, white tassels, and, you know, stuff like that, your best way to go is either a royal spear, if you can afford it, or if you can't afford it, the halberd. Hopefully you didn't combine that weapon with, like, another weapon to level a weapon up, because you're gonna need the halberd if you have no spears, because there's not really a lot of good pole arms out there right now. Now, I actually want to go over some of the other pole arms that are really, really good for him, and just in case you have these pole arms, you know, like, which one should you opt for, right? Okay, we'll start from the top, okay? So we have these are just not viable at all since they have no substats. It's just not viable. Black tassel is only to go against slimes. Like I said, the halberd is the safest 3-star option you have, or you can have this one right here, which is the white tassel if you have it. But either way, like I said, halberd is the way to go. Most likely, if you have this 3-star out of all 3 stars, halberd is probably most likely the way to go for all you ZHONGLI players. If you don't have any 4-stars, of course. So if you have 4-star pole arms, this is what I'm looking at, right? So we have the Black Cliff Bowl, which has a secondary stat of crit damage, and after defeating opponent or enemy, attack is increased by 12%. So this is basically like the Black Cliff Slasher, but pole arm, literally. So I feel like this isn't good for the fact that it's very, very, very situational, and you have to be around crowds. You want a universally really good pole arm that can deal damage to crowds and deal damage to bosses a lot. This is mainly for crowds. Like, this is something like you would run in Abyss if you spam like a lot and kill a lot of enemies with ZHONGLI. This is what you would run in Abyss for sure, the Black Cliff Pole. But it is no longer in the shop, so this is nothing to worry about. But if you have it, just keep in mind, if this is the only 4-star you have, I feel like this is a really good option to run too, because like, even though it's situational and it depends on you killing opponents first, like 3 opponents to max out the increased attack by 36%, then it's still good. I feel like it's still worth it to invest in if this is the only 4-star pole arm you have on ZHONGLI, right? But then we also have this right here, which is the Crescent Pike. Has a secondary stat type of physical damage. White damage is pretty nice, right? After picking up an elemental orb / particle, normal and charge attacks deal an additional 20% attack damage for 5 seconds. That is not bad. This can also be ran on ZHONGLI if you have it, but Dragon's Bane is not going on ZHONGLI no matter what, guys. I'm sorry. And then you have the Deathmatch. I'm pretty sure the Deathmatch is in the Battle Pass. So once you buy the Battle Pass, you can get the Deathmatch. It has a secondary stat type of crit rate, which, like I said, crit rate is very important, and it's a 4-star pole arm. So if there are at least 2 enemies nearby, that's the only problem. It's situational. If there are at least 2 enemies nearby, attack is increased by 16% and defense is increased by 16%. If there are less than 2 enemies nearby, attack is increased by 24%. So, okay, it's situational, but at the same time, the less enemies, the better. So it's like, but it's debuffing you basically. So when there's 2 enemies, it's going to give you attack increase by 16% and then defense by 16%. So it's basically saying, oh man, there's too many enemies, I'm going to protect you but give you a little attack. But then when there's 1 enemy, it's like, oh, okay, I'm going to give you as much attack as possible. And this can be refined, so I'm pretty sure this could go pretty high. So Deathmatch can also be a good weapon for ZHONGLI if you have it. So definitely keep that into consideration. And let's see what else there is. There is the Lethic Spear. It has physical damage bonus as a secondary stat. Normal attacks have a 20% chance of causing the next charge attack. See, on ZHONGLI, you're not going to be spamming charge attacks. What you're going to be spamming most likely is, well, what you should be spamming most likely is his elemental burst, because of how fast it comes back. So this really does not apply to him, since he's not going to be doing too much white damage. I mean, he is going to be doing white damage, but not too much. Not like Keking, right? So I feel like the Lethic Spear is like one of those spears, I mean, you can run it on them if it's the only thing you have, but what you're really looking for is probably crit rate, attack percent as a secondary stat type, like the Royal Spear, and yeah, so that's really about it. So right here, we have the prototype Grudge, has an energy recharge secondary stat. After using an elemental skill, increases normal and charged attack by 8%. For 12 seconds, is max of 2 stacks. That can be good. Like I said, all these weapons are good. If you have them, they're not bad. It's just certain ones do not work with ZHONGLI. And honestly, all I'm saying is that the free-to-play spear in the shop is like this right here is probably the best you're going to get if you have no spears right now. If you have all 3-star spears or really bad 4-star spears like Dragon's Bane that cannot work on ZHONGLI, then your best bet is to run the Royal Spear if you can afford it, because of the secondary stat being attack percent, and then upon damaging an opponent, you're increasing your crit rate so you can have consistent crit hits, right? And it has no cooldown, like a 30-second cooldown or anything. That's why it's so good. That's why I feel like this weapon is definitely a must if you don't have anything in your inventory for your ZHONGLI, and you have enough Star Glitter, of course, right? Now we have the Dragon Spine Spear, which is really cool because we're about to get Dragon Spine at 1.2, so that's cool. Has a secondary stat type of physical damage. Like I said, it's not really viable since you want to spam Elemental Burst and you get his elemental skill back really fast. Hitting an enemy with normal and charge attacks have 60% chance of forming or dropping Everfrost Icicle above them, dealing 80% AoE damage, and can only occur once every 10 seconds. Enemies affected by Cryo are dealt 200% attack damage. This is really not meant for ZHONGLI, but like I said, if you have nothing, you run it. You run it for the attack, and I guess the physical damage as well as the passive. But like I said, opt for Royal Spear if you can. If you really can, opt for it. But these 3 weapons, not gonna lie, all these weapons right here are really good for ZHONGLI. Every single one. Vortex Vanquisher is on top. You want the Vortex Vanquisher. As a free-to-play player, you want the Royal Spear if you can possibly get it with Star Glitter. But as a pay-to-play, if you have these weapons, Vortex Vanquisher is the way to go. And also, if you don't know what it does, it has a secondary stat type of attack percent. This could go up to, I think, 608 and 49.6 attack percent, right? So this increases shield strength by 20%, which is really good since we have a Geo character that's going to be shielding a lot from Crystallize, as well as his elemental skill Hold, right? And then scoring hits on opponents increases attack by 4% for 8 seconds with a max of 5 stacks. So that's a max of 20% increased attack, right? And this can only occur every 0.3 seconds, which means you can constantly stack this over and over again because of the low cooldown. While protected by a shield, this attack increase effect is increased by 100%. So you're increasing the 20% by 100%. That makes it a max of 40% increased attack, right? Once you have a shield on, which is really good, really consistent, because you're basically gonna have that plus 40% attack all the time, because you're always gonna have a shield on. Because if you did not know, ZHONGLI can proc his shield. It lasts for 20 seconds. The cooldown goes from 12 seconds. So by the time your cooldown's done, you'll still have the shield on, then you can proc it again and reset the time, right? So we have the Primordial Jade Winged Spear, right? Has a secondary stat of crit rate. On hit, increases attack by 3.2% for 6 seconds and max stack of 7. This effect can only occur once every 0.3 seconds, which has a short cooldown as well, which is really good for ZHONGLI. And while in possession of the maximum possible stacks, damage dealt is increased by 12%. Primordial Jade is a really good weapon. I feel like this would be good on any polearm user. That's why this is actually Zhao's best weapon as well. This could be really good if you have this and you don't have Vortex Vanquisher or you don't have Skyward Spine. If you have this, opt for any of these 5 stars over any of the 4 stars that you possibly have. For any of these, if you have any of these, because they're all amazing, right? Because we have the Skyward Spine as well that has energy recharge, which is really good, because I mean, you don't need it, but having it is really good to get his elemental burst back as fast as possible, which is really good because his elemental burst can do tons of damage depending on how you build your ZHONGLI. This increases crit rate by 8% and increases normal attack speed by 12%. Additionally, normal and charge attacks hits on enemies have 50% chance to trigger a vacuum blade that deals 40% of attack as damage in a small AoE. This effect can only occur no more than once every 2 seconds. A really good cooldown, like I said, as well. These weapons, I'm telling you, all these 3 5-star weapons literally overlap every 4-star weapon you could possibly get. So what you want to opt for if you have any of these is one of these, 100%. You cannot lose if you opt for one of these on your ZHONGLI, 100%, right? And then also, like I said, if you are free to play, you don't have really good spears, Royal Spear is a really good way to go, as well as the Deathmatch, since they are the easiest to get. Deathmatch is from the Battle Pass. I don't know if you're going to buy the Battle Pass, but if you do, it's only like $8, and you get the Deathmatch at tier 30. And then you have the Royal Spear, which is in the Paimon's Bargain item shop, which you should opt for overall, in my opinion, if you have none of these 5-star or none of these 4-star weapons. Royal Spear and the Deathmatch, 100% free to play, friendly, really. You just have to pay some star glitter for that Royal Spear, but at the end of the day, it's going to help you a lot, because just like me, I have no spears. This spear is going to help me a lot. I'm probably going to buy this spear 100%. Depends, but I might go back into his banner to try to get the Vortex Vanquisher. Even if I don't get Vortex Vanquisher and I get the Unforged, it's a win-win situation. But anyway, guys, that's really about it for this video. Free-to-play players, opt for Royal Spear if you have no other spears. If you only have 3-star spears, you have no 4-star spears, you have no 5-star spears, opt for Royal Spear or the Deathmatch if you could possibly buy the Battle Pass to get it, right? But you're probably not going to buy the Battle Pass, so opt for Royal Spear while it's in the shop. It is only 24 star glitter, guys. But if you have these 5-star weapons, opt for any one of these over everything, if you have any of them. But if you have, like, say for example, you have all of them, what you want to opt for is Vortex Vanquisher, because it benefits ZHONGLI way more for the shield strength and also the attack buffs and whatnot, right? Or you could run the Primordial Jade. It's up to you. But anyway, they're all really, really good. And like I said, free-to-play players, y'all go ahead and get that Royal Spear if you don't have what you need, right? So anyway, that's about it for this video. Thank you for everybody who came out to watch this video. Go ahead and smash the subscribe button down below. Join the subscribers on the grind to 1,400, baby. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much. And also smash that like button down below. Anyway, guys, I will catch y'all in the next video. Peace out.